Obviously not a great game. I thought we got, outdueled, outbattled in a lot of situations. And I mean, we also got to put our hands up and say, Spirit, I thought we're really good.
What's up, H-Town and all around? OSG, ugly mug, ugly face, you know it. What's up, ugly boys? What's up? Sorry. This is the Dash Dispatch. And Andres, the Foxtrot, is with me tonight. Welcome back, brother. I like that shirt right there with the orange patch. Probably said that 1,000 times already, but the white and the orange pop. What's up, bro?
It definitely pops, and I'm definitely popping after this weekend because I'm very heated after that. There's a lot I have to say, but other than that, pretty good start of the week. So yeah.
You know, it is a poor segue for the intro to what's up, H-Town and all around. And right now, all around is getting eliminated left and right. Well, starting with the Astros, all right. The Astros still in it. Dynamo are somehow still in it. Oh, man. Favorite catch
Mathematically.
of the season.
Yeah.
We have hope in the Rockets, but we already had a crucial injury to start. The season hadn't even started. A crucial injury, and the Texans finally
1-3 against the
defeated
Titans.
our rival, the Titans. So whatever. I mean, H-Town and all around forever, but forever orange.
Man.
Forever orange, by the way. All right, man. So, you ready to get into it?
I am so ready.
I know that people will probably have a lot to say as we're talking about some of the things, and but we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to get into it. So, again, I ask y'all, answer the questions, comment on Twitter, X, Instagram, YouTube. I'll be checking.
Yeah. Especially this past weekend, there's a lot to say.
There is a lot to say. And Andres, you got to let me know when they comment on other various outlets. The comments on YouTube, I'll be checking, I'll be seeing. I try to comment too. Andres made a comment on the last one. The media availability for the Dash on the Dynamic Foxtrot made a comment. Little frowny face, I think it was.
Just like eyes wide open, just like shocked, PTSD, all the emotions, all the negative emotions. It was just horrible.
Oh, man. All right, well, you know what? I guess we got to get into it, right?
Yeah.
No spirit versus the spirit. No spirit versus the spirit. I guess that's the title of this episode of the Dash Dispatch. It's no spirit versus the spirit. And it kind of felt like that. Not when the game first started, by the way. The first 15 minutes, I even stated who's in second and who's in 10th because I kind of felt good about it and the way the way the Dash were playing the first 15 minutes, and then it broke down, man. Lineup was as it was. Chappie got back into the starting lineup, and everything else was expected. Y'all know the lineup. We don't have to go over it. All right, Andres, no spirit versus spirit. We lose 4-0. Not what neither one of us expected. Not the optimism that we expected either out of it. We hope to have a lot more fight in this game than what I said 1-0. Loss last week. I don't remember if you were 2-1 or if that was Valentina that was a 2-1 loss.
Valentina, yeah. I said 2-2 draw because I thought it was gonna be a high scoring game. And it was, but the other way around.
Yeah, you got 4 goals right. You definitely got 4 goals right. No own goals, though. No own goals, so it's not like we scored for them either. But 4-0. All right, man. You watched the game. You saw the game. We have a lot of breakdown to go into the game, so you don't have to go deep into this one. But just your initial emotions and thoughts from the game, from the 4-0 loss.
Honestly, I knew from the start that this was going to be a very difficult game for the Dash to manage because we talked about it last week. Washington Spirit, second place in the league for a good reason. First reason being
unbeaten in last 9.
Yeah, first reason being because Kansas City Current is unbeatable right now, and Washington is like unbeatable in their own way because they're also an elite team.
Yeah.
And with elite teams, we typically tend to perform sometimes meh, but if we get too carried away, like things could go very ugly. And that was the thing that I was afraid of, like heading into the game itself. And I was more so optimistic when I said to draw because even though I felt like watching the Spirit were gonna have a hold of the Dash like early on or throughout the game, I feel like Houston could had some decent chances to like go out there and get a result, especially this late in the season. But I mean, Washington is so good. A hat trick in the first half.
They have players from the top down to the bottom that you name, and you're like, I know that name. I know that name. I know that name. You know, you're right though. So,
I mean, you don't even have to mention Trini Rotman, but Gift Monday scores a hat trick in 18 minutes, I believe. 16, 18 minutes into in the first half because she scored the first goal in the 18th minute, and then in the span of 18 minutes,
yes,
she records a hat trick. This is the fastest hat trick in NWSL history to start a game, if I'm not mistaken. And
correct.
I'm watching the game, and I'm like, this is this is supposed to be the Houston Dash, the team that I've been watching for the past 6 or 7 games after the summer break, and obviously this team it's a project like from the start of the season, but I saw them improve so much that I was under the impression that they made enough progress to like control themselves, especially against an elite team like Washington. But I guess not. I was like super wrong because like is this always supposed to compose ourselves against elite teams like Washington Spirit? Like we're hosting Kansas City Current in a few weeks. Like,
yeah, another.
I have no words. Like I have no words.
Like it was a tough fight. Started out looking good, right? Started out looking good, and then Gift Monday was gifted, and then gifted, and then gifted again. Like I mean, especially the third one. The third one, you're like, where you go? I mean, the first one. I mean, oh man, you know what? The header was probably the only one that was. Yeah, give her that one, but whatever. Like you're right. 18 minutes. She scored in the 18th. She scored in the 21st, and she scored in the 36. 18-minute span. That is a record across the board. So anybody and everybody's got that record now. So that's her. Good for her. She only played 45 minutes too. She was subbed at halftime as well. So like, hey, get out of there. You're getting hurt. But man, 62% to 38% possession. They had the expected goal of 3 or 2.89 technically, and they scored 4. We had 0.087. Eight shots for us. They had 16. So it wasn't. Man, I was watching that game though. I want to ask you though. Is Washington? You kind of already answered it though. Is Washington that good, or was there something else that the Dash could have done different? Maybe I should ask first before we get into that. Is those goals? Do you credit to them being good goals, or can you find a breakdown in each one of those goals where the Dash could have fixed it and done something different, and those goals could have been prevented, as in preventative maintenance? Like the first one. Let's go with the first one. Abby and Berkeley not on the same page, very new together. One didn't come out strong, one backed off and didn't come out strong either. One of them had to choose, and if one of them would have come out strong, they could have stopped that play and not run into each other and then given up. And she just makes a little touch and then puts that ball to the net. So, good goals or poor dash execution on the 4 goals. Let's go with the first 3. Forget the 4th one with the little back heel.
It's a mixture of both, but I lean towards Washington just being an elite team, because we kind of talked a little bit about that in the last episode, but the one thing that the Dash had to do, and I also said it was kind of like, Houston needs to play a near perfect defensive game, because like Washington's gonna eat you up if you mess up defensively. And earlier in the season, before the summer break and everything else, we did notice the fact that Houston had several like defensive mishaps, mainly because of lack of communication, or the teammates not being aware of where they are, where they're standing, where everybody is, to try and mitigate those dangerous opportunities. And it kind of felt like that, and it's a mixture of, obviously, a player like Berkeley, still fairly new to the team, which you kind of expect that she's gonna have like some time to adapt to the back line and trying to understand her teammates. But at the same time, we have Washington here that if you give them an opportunity, they're gonna take it, and it happened 3 times in the first half. and look, I don't want to, like, obviously be extremely negative about the Dash, because we just saw them improve so much, but at the end of the day, this is what an experienced team that has gelled together and has grown looks like. And Washington Spirit, they have an amazing team with some like extremely talented players that make the difference here. And unfortunately, that this wasn't Houston's day at all. They came into Washington like trying to like make their case, like towards getting a good result, but like within the first 15 minutes, they were on the right track. But Washington saw it, and they were like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna eat you up."
Hey, good job to Chappie and Patterson for holding down Rodman, by the way. You know, Rodman didn't really do anything or create nothing dangerous. I think she did get one of those crosses off, though, to Monday to get the goal. So it did create, but on her own, you know, we kind of held her down a little bit. So good job on that. But I thought that was going to be one of the problems. Do you focus on Trinity Rodman, or do you focus on the Washington Spirit? We kind of talked about that, and you even mentioned it. We had to focus on the Washington Spirit. Coy Bethune, just Monday out of the blue. We didn't even talk about her last week. Not even out of the blue. That's her 8th goal. 8th goal of the season. Now that she's tied with Banda, who's out for the season, so now she's going to pass Banda for her next goal, and I think they're tied for 4th or 5th, whichever in the goal race. Not gonna catch Chawinga and what? Oh God, what's her face? Dang it. Anyways, but still. Anyway, a couple of those. I think a couple of those goals we could have stopped. A couple of those goals was the header. Obviously, that was a winner. You had 2 defenders going up. Patterson was going up. The one goal, like I said, where the Smith and Berkeley came across, one had to make a decision, and neither made the decision, and that's what sucked. More chemistry come together, and they'll play better. The other goal, third goal, I don't know where to go there. And then the 4th goal, that was just, that was coming, and somehow it was just going to come no matter what. And of course, a stupid little back heel. But is Washington that good, or could a Dash done something different with the game plan or tactically to make this game a little bit different and maybe have a chance to win? Or is just Washington that good?
Washington's just like good.
Yeah,
they're just like good. And I was checking the goal stats. I think you were probably gonna mention Esther Gonzalez. or maybe Ludmilla. But yeah,
Yeah,
Give
yeah.
Monday, yeah, like you said, she's tied for fourth place with Banda, so she's only well 6 goals away from first place behind Chawinga. But I mean, it's Washington Spirit, like that you could focus on Rotman like we talked about in the last episode, but with all that focus on her, obviously it opens some opportunities for her teammates, and Give showed up.
Oh man, I don't even know what to say about the rest of this game, so I guess we won't. But Lisa Bowden doesn't play again, man. So the question is, one,
Yeah,
is it really just fitness? And I'm going to answer right now, no, it's not, because she's on the roster for what, third or fourth game now. So, and this is a game where it's 3-0 at half, 4-0 later. You give her minutes, give her minutes. So what the hell is going on with Lisa Bowden? Do you know anything? Dynamic Foxtrot.
not sure what's going on there. I figured out like as even before the second half started, I needed to see way more players coming in because it was clear that the game got way out of hand for Houston, and they had to find a way to get back in the game. And I didn't feel that obviously because it was only one sub that came in to start the second half, which well you could even say that. Mm, yeah, I was just yeah, it was Michelle. Also, I was trying to remember, but yeah,
Yeah,
like it's
the low
the fact
keeper.
that we're losing 3-0 back then, and Alocia is the only player that comes up, and you have all these players in bench, specific, especially Sabon, like a player that has like seen some minutes already in the second half in games that have like different circumstances, but here this is a perfect opportunity to get her out there to provide for the team because essentially there's nothing here to lose other than that we'll have to go up, nowhere else to go but up and to try and get it back in the scoreline because we're losing by multiple goals. We have
Right?
to find a different way to get back in it.
It's weird because you're right. She has played minutes with us. You forget about that it's, right now because she did play some minutes. She has her debut. She did play in the second game, but she hasn't played since, and I don't know why. What's going on? So fitness might ask. I don't know. I mean, the pizza here is not healthy either. But shit, what's this girl doing? She looks fit, right? She looks fit. So why isn't this girl playing? Does she just not look good in practice? I mean, I don't know. So I guess we'll have to ask Fabrice a little more next time. When we get a chance and when we get a chance to talk to him and be like, hey, Lisa didn't play again. What's going on with her? What does she need to do to improve? But blah blah. I guess it's not fitness to
Oh
me. It, it,
yeah,
it could be that he's not performing well in practice. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like, why play and then not play unless it's a secret injury and you're just not, telling nobody you're throwing her on the bench to let her sit there and let her warm up and do nothing and just hide or whatever. I
I
guess.
mean, if that's the case, she would have definitely not been on bench for that game because I saw her and I was like, okay, in a bad situation, she has to come in almost immediately. If the game is under control, in an extent, you can probably make the case that she shouldn't be playing. Just to think about like probably Fabrice is gonna stick to his guns, uh, to what he knows, but neither of those happened.
I mean,
And I'm like,
he prefers Chappie over Alosia and Putin. So,
in a game that you're losing 3-0 after conceding the fastest hat trick in NWSL history to start a game, uh, come on, dude, come
yeah,
on, like your players are like so demoralized because you just gave away 3 goals in the first half and to one player, and you have. We're going back to what we said like early in the year. Like you need new energy into this team. You bring all these new players to try and build out something great. Like after the summer, the summer break, the team is gelling out. They've been in very good spirits, and against elite teams, you have to think outside the box sometimes, especially this game.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do in the second half if you're just gonna submit like one player that can definitely help in in certain circumstances, but you're playing Washington Spirit at home, at their home. So I mean, do you know how difficult that is? So I don't get it. Like I know Fabrice is like a way better coach than I am, but everyone can see it. Like we're losing 3-0. What do we have to lose? Like bring in someone new.
Right.
Think outside the box. Come on.
Right. And just for the context of that, like we don't think he did. We don't think he chose the wrong tactics for this game against the Washington Spirit. There's just some things at the end of the game that maybe you could have done that was worth the opportunity, i.e., Lisa Bowden getting in and giving more minutes because you have nothing to lose anymore. You're not coming back and beating Washington. You even said it at the press conference yourself. Even trying to come back and beat them is an immaculate. It's going to be so hard to do. So we move, we fight. Hey, we did only lose to Washington 2-1 to start the season. Way back then, way back then. And so
felt like forever.
Yeah. So it's not like it's crazy, but Washington started off slow, and now look at them now. So hard to compare those two games together. So, all right, 4-0 loss. Let's run through the roundup and let's get through the schedule. Anything else you want to add to the Dash game, by the way?
I'm glad that the game is over.
Hey, yeah, there you go.
That was
Good.
the longest first half ever. I'm like, is this first half going to end?
I know. I'm watching the Dash game. I'm like, do I turn it off and go watch the Texans playing the Titans, or do I stick here? And I stuck with the Dash for the entire game. Even though the Texans were winning and holding a shutout on the other end, and you're like, I want to go see. I did hold in. I watched the entire Dash game, and then went over, and then I think the Texans scored like 10 points or 11 points after the dash play. Like their fourth quarter was whatever. So it was like I still got to see a lot and like enjoy a little bit of it. But at least the Texans got a win for H-Town this weekend. But good job, Dash. You went to Washington. You had fun. I hope you enjoyed the trip. Come back home. You got a short stay. We play on Friday night. All right. NWSL Roundup. Those that are those won 4-1 against the Chicago Stars. Those are the Kansas City Current. Obviously, Chewinga scored again.
What else is new?
Yeah. What else? Yeah, I think that's a weekly thing now, even though she only has 14 goals. So it's not obviously weekly, but pretty damn close. That's more than one goal a game, though. I mean, not one goal a game. More than a goal. Than more than half. Anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. Gotham beat Portland 3-0. San Diego hosting Orlando. Of course. Orlando's gonna win. So Orlando's holding that 7th spot, 3 points ahead of us after our loss. But Orlando adds a new player to the system, and the new player scores immediately, of course. What's new? Not our luck. That's not what's going to happen with us. So, I mean, Maggie Graham, cool. Yeah, you did it. But, man,
Of course.
so hopefully this girl doesn't come in and do it again against us. Racing Louisville won 1-0 against Angel City, so they're still ahead of us. And then Bay lost to Utah 2-0. Who gives a big whoopty rah about those two right now, according to the standings, as far as I'm concerned. waiting for it to change over to Sunday because you know how slow this damn computer is. Coming down, and then Seattle Reign after us beat North Carolina Courage 2-1. And so that pretty much ended up the entire week. And then as I move on to the table, anything stand out to you in the games that went on this weekend besides Orlando trying to find their pride back, getting a win, of course, before they play us next?
Yeah, I was kind of, I wouldn't say impressed, but I was like, oh, good for you that Orlando got their win finally. Uh, Obviously, it's kind of, well, I wouldn't say it directly harms us because they're still like way above in the standings, but I was like, oh, okay. And then some of the playoff uh scenarios for us, which we can probably talk about later.
Oh yeah, we will. We definitely
Yeah.
Definitely will, because we're getting into the standings right now. Then once we get into the standings, we're going to divulge into the playoff hunt. But KC obviously won Shield, so that we don't even have to talk about them no more. Washington Spirit clinched their playoff game with this victory, so good for them. They're 6 points ahead of Gotham from third. Gotham third, Seattle fourth. Orlando moved up to fifth with 32 points now. So that kind of hurts because their win put them 6 point separation, which means we can't beat them and take advantage of their demise. So Portland's in sixth with 31, San Diego seventh with 31, Racing in eighth with 29, North Carolina Courage in ninth with 28, and then there we are sitting in 10th place, the Houston Dash with 26 points. So you can get, before we get into that, the standings. Obviously, that Orlando Pride win was huge to begin with, but the standings are what they are. Angel City behind us with 24 points, sitting in 11th. I'm not worried about Utah behind them with 21, so we just got to worry about. We didn't got to worry about Angel. We play them too, so we can get 3 points out of Angel too. But North Carolina Racing, San Diego, and Portland, we got to keep up. But Portland, we still have on the schedule. Angel, we still have on the schedule, and Orlando with KC, we still have on the schedule. 4 games left, so that's a tough kind of a schedule coming up. Man, bro, with that schedule, Orlando and KC, and Orlando coming off of that pride win. So 4 games remain, and chance for the playoffs. 4 games. 3 points behind Racing Louisville. Of course, we don't have their schedules in front of us technically. I mean, we do, but we're not going to go through and break down all of them just yet. Maybe that's something we need to do kind of in between shows. Maybe after this weekend, do a breakdown and do our playoff hunt with 3 games to go. And tell you what everybody else can do and just do like a little sideshow, separate the shows and just let y'all know where we're at. But right now, man, 4 games remain. You know where we're at. We're in the hunt. You know our opponents now. What is the, in a 1 to 10 rating, 10 being you're making the playoffs, 100%, 0 being you're not making it, 0%. What are our chances of making the playoffs right now? With this schedule, with our form, with our opportunity, with our chances, where are you at? Tough question, right?
It is a tough question. I'm at six right now. I'm at 6 right now because like we have so many good things, especially coming off the summer break, that I feel like we have a chance to squeeze in probably one of the last a couple spots. But of course, it's gonna come down to our form and maybe even luck, depending on other results across the league. And yeah, I'm still optimistic in playoffs, and it's at least that should make a good case for me because they proven themselves as of late, but they have to keep it up.
Look, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at our schedule. let's just say we lose to KC because that's just formidable. Orlando, let's go with a draw with Orlando, right? Portland, hold on. Angel City, we get the win, 3 points. All right. And then Portland, decision day in Portland, we win 3 points. So I'm saying 7 out of the last 4 games, right? 7 points out of the last 4 gives us 33. Louisville has 29 sitting in 8th. Granted, these teams get to play each other, so that's going to be the benefit. Racing with 29, San Diego 31, Portland 31. That kind of seems it's just going to be harsh, man. So you have to have those 7 points. Anything less than 7 points, you're not making the playoffs in these last 4 games. It's what it feels like to me, and that's without us looking to see who these common opponents are playing in their last 4 games as well. So right now, you're at 60%. I need 7 points, and I'm confident because I say a win-win, a draw, and a loss. 7 points gets us 8th place on decision day to beat Portland, man. You're 60%. Is it 8th place or how are we marching in here? And like I said, people, we may have to break it down. We may have to break it down sooner than later and do it before. But we have a game on Friday, so there's not much time this week to break it down. So we'll wait. We'll play Orlando, and then we'll break it down after that and see where we're at, especially with Kansas City left on the schedule. We'll have to do y'all a little sideshow and break that. But Andres, man, where are you at now? How do you feel, man? How do you feel? Can we do it? 7 points. Is that enough?
It's also a matter of luck now because as much as I like to say that we have to focus on winning our games, that we're at the point that you gotta just set the points that we need to guarantee that, but with the other teams also in playoff mode, trying to vie for the last few spots, and you just kind of mentioned in the last episode too that everyone's gonna go out there to kill each other because it's playoffs. Like they need to get as many points as possible, and look, last week, unfortunately, Racing Louisville did get their win against Angel City, which in a way also helped us because Angel City is right behind us by 2 points. But Seattle also did us a favor by beating North Carolina to keep them at 2. And we do need the 3 points to reach the playoff line as things stand right now. So I like to focus on us, just win our games. I don't like watching scoreboards because it makes me anxious, and I don't want to rely on other teams for that. So,
all right, we'll call you doctor, and get some pills ready because we have to scoreboard watch. When you're sitting in 10th and only 8 make it, and 7 points may not get you into the playoffs. We have to scoreboard watch. I pulled up North Carolina real quick. North Carolina hosts Racing, hosts Washington, and hosts Gotham, and they're on the road to Bay. So that North Carolina Racing next weekend is a good game because that's going to be helpful and not helpful at the same time. But then they have Washington and got Bay. And then, their decision day is against Gotham. So that's favorable, right? That's favorable. So, it's Racing, like we said, just plays North Carolina. And then, they host Chicago. Then they got Gotham as well. And then they play Bay. So, damn it. So, Racing is going to be beneficial here. Who else did we have? Angel and Orlando, right? Angel and Orlando.
Yeah.
Or Orlando's. Not San Diego. Why am I looking at San Diego? Oh yeah, San Diego would be a good one to look at too. Not Angel, San Diego. San Diego and their fixtures. Who do they have? They're at Washington, but they got Utah on the schedule too, and then Chicago. God damn it. But then the decision day, Kansas City. on the road against Kansas City. All right, so benefit. So this schedule could Portland. That's the last one. Decision day against Portland is going to be crucial for us. Portland, damn, but why they keep popping up? Our four common opponents, Bay FC. That's their schedule. Portland, Orlando, San Diego, and goddamn Racing is their schedule. So Portland's got
That's
Bay
hilarious.
at Orlando, at Angel City, and then decision day, Houston Dash. Damn it. So now I really need to buy those plane tickets to Portland and get my ass over there for decision day because that's going to be an important day. All right. Now you kind of saw the schedule, what they got, man. Do you feel any better? You still at 60%?
I'm still at 60%, but
All right, me too.
you know what? If we can get a result against Kansas City, that could definitely rise up. So, I mean, even if we get a draw, I'm still gonna feel good against Kansas City. Yeah,
You know
so
what? A win against Kansas City gets us in the 7th place, and we don't have to face them in the playoffs. But I do want to face him in the playoffs.
if we make the playoffs, we are 100% playing them in the first game. That's my prediction.
One thing. Anyways, one thing.
It's going to happen.
2022 revenge game. The start of their dynasty was in our stadium when they won that game in the 100th minute in the playoffs in a sold-out
Don't remind me.
stadium. I was right there behind Jane Campbell on the first row on that
Me
same
too.
fucking goalpost too. Insanity. Her sold-out stadium. Like, so, revenge game. I should maybe save my money and not go to Portland and let's go to Kansas City, but maybe I go to Portland and then make a bonus and go to KC as well.
Yeah.
That would be the bomb. But all right, man. Anything else for you for the Houston Dash? Looking forward to this game. We play the Orlando Pride. No Banta, no Banda, no Marta. Can we win this game? Let me just ask you that. Friday
We
night,
can.
by the way.
I definitely think we can. Even though Orlando is missing their key pieces, their fair share, there's still a formidable team that also understands each other. I wouldn't say as elite as Washington, but there are no more excuses for Houston to not get a result against Orlando after what happened in Washington. More than anything, they have to be eager to go out and get a win this Friday in the space race, because I feel like anything else other than a win is gonna be harmful for them in the last few games of the season. So they have to win, and I do think they can.
100%. I think they can as well. I'm going to be with you on that as well. Orlando just played San Diego. They did score first in the 8th minute. San Diego came back and scored in the 10th minute, and then in the 54th they won the game 2-1. They didn't look impressive at all. Orlando did not look impressive at all. San Diego is in very bad form right now as well. So when you go look at the stats and you go look at that breakdown of that game just kind of was boring. The commentators were probably falling asleep. The expected goals were one for San Diego and 0.87 for Orlando, and it was a 2-1 game for Orlando. So that means the shots weren't expected to be goals, and stats don't look that good looking at this freaking game, man. So I'm kind of 2 shots on target for Orlando, and they were both goals, right? So pick it and was up close. Yeah, so I'm not impressed, man. I'm not impressed with Orlando. So I think this is a very winnable game. just as long as the Dash don't get into their heads about getting defeated by Washington in that manner and getting their spirit kicked out of their assholes. Bring it back. Enjoy the flight back. You had today off. You get back on the practice field tomorrow. Like Coach said, short week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Game day on Friday. I'm ready for it, man. All right. I'm going 2-0 win against Orlando. 2-0 win. 2-0 win. 2-0 win. Clarissa Laracy and a Berkeley goal.
Yeah,
What you got? Yeah,
I
it's
like
gonna
that.
be. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those scrounge balls that are in the box on a corner kick or a set piece where everybody's up, and Berkeley finds her way and does it. I'm with you. And then Clarissa gets one too. She gets the first one, by the way. She gets the first.
Nice. Yeah, that's possible. I'm gonna go 2-1 Houston. Goals from Jasmine Ryan and Clarissa.
Ooh, both of them coming from the top. All right. Yes, it's been hot. Yes, it's been hot. She tried. Clarissa, I love her pace and her energy too, man. I don't get why she's getting subbed out at 45. It's something we need to ask her to do. It better not be. It can't be fitness because you're here. You've been playing well. Maybe it's the heat, but it wasn't hot. IDK. All right, we'll look forward to it. Like we said, the game is on Friday at Shell Energy Stadium. Y'all get there, man. Get there. It's the two home games versus Orlando versus Kansas City. So not the
Yep.
best home games that you want to go. You're hoping to get a win. You want to go see wins, but hey, we need y'all there. And then KC is the last home game of the season too, and probably the last home game period because we're not going to be hosting any playoff games. And then
Yeah.
the NWSL Cup is in San Jose. So if y'all ready to go to the Bay, come see some games. And then the scarf giveaway for one of those games. I'm not going to tell you which game. I'm going to make you look it up and find out which one it is. It's badass.
It's the Kansas City game.
Shut up! I just told them I'm going to make them look it up.
Okay.
They were going to buy a ticket for both because they couldn't figure out which game the giveaway was. All right, well, it's the final home game of the season against Kansas City is the scarf giveaway. That scarf is worth going to. Pay the $15 to get you a Dash ticket. Go to the game. Get a scarf. Get a nachos. Go. Get you some corn from our buddies over there. You know, there's plenty of options. You have little Woodrows. You have Fish 25. You can chill out. You don't got to spend a lot of money. You can just come spend a little bit of money, but come check out. And this weekend we have another doubleheader. Dash on Friday, Dynamo on Saturday. Hopefully we can get some W's. No more Astros, so don't worry about traffic. No more excuses for y'all
Yeah.
that are giving reasons why you're not going down there. The only excuse that you want to that y'all will still give that you don't want to go is we suck anyway, so I don't want to go watch a loss. Well, good for you, bro. I'm gonna be at the tailgate. I'm gonna be having a good time, and then I'm gonna be at the after party parking lot business. So where are you gonna be at? Andres, bro. Hey, like I just told everybody, Friday and Saturday night. You're gonna be there this weekend, I hope, and look
Yes,
forward to
sir.
seeing you.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. You kind of said it. Last doubleheader of the year, so you can't miss it because this of course with Dynamo's gonna be the last home game of the year. Asterisk mathematically, but
For sure.
for Dash for Dash this is the last time that you can see like soccer on your two soccer games on your weekend, and the Dash. I need all the support that we can give them. So I'll be there for both games, of course, and just gonna root for our team, support our girls because they need it. They're on the up and up. Obviously, the game against Washington tells a different story, but at the end of the day, it's a new game. It's a new day. They're pushing for playoffs. They're still in a good position, and they need to fight. And obviously, hearing the crowd behind them is gonna help them.
There's a crowd behind them. That means y'all gotta buy tickets. Y'all gotta buy tickets. Which reminds me, y'all, Y'all might have seen it a couple times. I'll post it again. I keep forgetting to say it on the damn show. I keep forgetting. Got to remind my damn self. Chris is a Surge member. Chris, what's up, homie? What's up, homie? He has 4 tickets he's trying to give away as a raffle for the last game against Kansas City. 4 tickets on the front row behind the goal on the north. We'll call it the north end zone. The north end zone by the supporter section. If you know where the supporter section is, there it is. Front row in the corner, kind of closer to the corner. It is closer to the corner cake. Chris is giving them away. Just need your email. It's a $10 raffle. Y'all go check it out. I will post it on the Foxtrot ID and post it on our outlets with Andres will give us here in a little bit. But y'all go throw $10 in for a chance to win 4 friggin' tickets to that last game. $10. Andres already told you that's the game with the scarf, right? If you heard us correctly, you get $10 to get you 4 tickets, front row, 4 scarves now. 4.
That's 4 scarves, yep.
Badass scarves, and those I've seen them already, right? They're badass. They're good. They're working. So already you've won. So come spend some money, get you a pizza, get you a burger, get you a Lotte Bravo scoring. Come on, man. What y'all do? Y'all bullshit. That's what y'all are doing. Come on. I want to see you out the game. I might just have to put my $10 in that raffle, get those 4 tickets, and then get 4 scarves.
Give it away.
Yeah. No, I might just wear all 4 just because nobody wanted to do it. So, I'm going to go give them $10 right now, suckers.
Give it away, but keep the scarves, yo.
Yeah, that's what's up. Maybe give away one of them to give away.
Maybe.
Hey, we do have some stuff we do need to give away on this show and on Noodle Time too as well. So maybe if we can get a hold of those, we'll add some too. But I might buy some extra tickets for that Dash game to get some scars and then give the tickets away just to get some people in the stadium. But all right, Andres, man. Foxtrot Media on X. I got the OSG, which I don't do shit on IG, but man, you have the Dynamic Foxtrot on IG, you have Dynamic Foxtrot on X, and you have other platforms. Tell us where people can hear us, where people can see us, where people can listen to us, and where people should be commenting to where I need to see those comments and for those questions I'll be asking for people to answer, man.
Yep. And also you just said our socials, Dynamic Foxtrot, of course, where you said it, X and Instagram, also Blue Sky, and Noodle Tiempo, the other profile that we have for basically keep you guys updated with anything that goes for when it comes to Dash, Dynamo, those. We are on it, and it's all 3 teams are in playoffs mathematically. So we're gonna keep you guys covered at all costs. So make sure you guys are following us and retweeting our content so everybody's aware. And of course, always you just asked the best places to reach out to us and making comments to see if you can ask questions for the podcast episodes or we can answer those questions on social media. Of course, that's one avenue. The other one, Foxtrot TV on YouTube. Just leave us a comment, and we're gonna read it for sure. We're gonna reply for sure. And if not, we'll leave it for the next episode. We'll reply you no matter what. And of course, when it comes to comments, feedback is always appreciated. And also make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and liking our videos since it helps the algorithm. And we do appreciate you for doing that if you've done so already. And for watching this episode as well. And another good place to watch is going to be Goals TV. That's spelled goals with a Z.TV/@Dynamic Foxtrot. That's going to be a profile under the Goals TV umbrella. It's a website also catered to soccer content creators like we are, but from different teams and different leagues across the world. So it's pretty cool if you haven't checked it out. I do have all the links for all the profiles, like on the YouTube channel, in the profile description, and also on X and Instagram if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, there's that, and also our weekly newsletter. Well, our newsletter, the Fox in the Box, and that's dispatch in written version. Whenever we have it up, we always make sure that we cover the Dash and Dynamo as much as possible, and it goes straight to your inbox if you haven't subscribed already. So check this out. Like I said, all the links are in the description for Foxtrot TV or social media. And yeah, we're getting close to the end of the season. We'll see who qualifies for playoffs in between all three teams. And yeah, I'm not nervous at all.
I'm not nervous at all either. Just like be surprised if any of them make it. I think the
if
Dash
those
probably have the best chance,
Dash have the best chance. Dash have the
right?
best chance. I think those is the most difficult one right now because
Yeah, Dose is the most difficult, and you're playing your rivals again. Dynamo's 2 points, Dash is 2 points, so. But Dynamo's running out of games, and we're not expected to make any kind of playoffs. So good for you, good for them. One last shout out. Let's go Nashville Wednesday night.
Yeah. The Open Cup
Hey,
final
neither
in
one of them
Austin.
have a trophy, bro. Neither one of them have a trophy, by the way. Neither one of them have a trophy. So Nashville wins this game, they get a trophy. Aston wins this game, they get a trophy. Whoever wins the game, you know what? You made it through the cup. You deserve it. Everybody who wins this cup deserves that cup. But I'll celebrate if Nashville wins, and I might play one country song. But all right, anyways, y'all, this is the Dash Dispatch. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. If you put up with the visual part of it, we look forward to seeing y'all, talking to y'all again. Like we said, we have a busy weekend, Friday and Saturday. Dash on Friday. We will be there both in person. Saturday versus with the Dynamo, we'll both be there in person again. Hey, I'm always looking for somebody interested in talking Dash. You want to come onto the show, reach out. Reach out, say something. We always have room for fans to pop onto the show. We've had Valentina been coming on recently. She'll be back again. She can't make every damn show, unfortunately, but I'm always open to, Andres is always open to talking to more people, talking to fans, and getting y'all on here and hearing y'all's perspective and answering our questions as well, and seeing where y'all are at and seeing where y'all feel. Are you on the side of Angela like we are, or do you question some of Fabrice's moves? Whatever. But hey, hit us up, talk to us, we'll see it. This is the Dash Dispatch. That is the Dynamic Foxtrot. I am Old Soccer Guy, OSG. We'll see you this weekend. Hopefully at the tailgate for Dynamo. H is up.
Go beyond.
Washington are back in the postseason. A decisive 4-0 victory.